tour because we actually had the first settlers here in this part of the city. Jean-Baptiste Ponte-Sable. We see his name on this,
Hey, Everett, say
this
hi.
bridge. He was from Haiti, and he came to this area in 1785 and set up a trading post just on the other side of this bridge, with his pioneer court today. He was here and was very successful. He had his family here, and he was joined in 1803 by a garrison at Fort Dearborn. They were just to the right of this bridge, that area. Now, Fort Dearborn was placed here because the U.S. government saw how strategic this land was going to be for access to inland waterways, and boy, would they ever right. Now, if we've been on this boat during the time when DeSable was around, we'd be passing right into the lake right now, because this is actually where the shoreline of Lake Michigan was. That's why Michigan Avenue is called Michigan Avenue, because that was was right along the lake. So as you look out ahead of us, all this land is landfill that's been put in over the years. So there's been a lot of work done. Chicago is not afraid to change its physical environment, whether it's building land or building buildings, as you can see. Now, on the right, there were grain elevators, rail yards, lumber yards that were here on this landfill. It's been replaced by this big development called Illinois Center. Started in the late 1960s. It has Chicago's largest hotel over there, that brown brick structure, 2,000 rooms in the Hyatt Regency. It also has one of the newer buildings that's becoming a lot of people's favorite building in Chicago. It's called Aqua. You can catch it right between those buildings if you look. So she was very particular about how those come out, because they are shading all that glass from the summer sun. So it's a very carefully crafted facade. She was trying to suggest weathered rock outcroppings by those undulations, or water flowing over the facade, hence Aqua. Now on the right here we have a development. This is called Lakeshore East. And there was actually a golf course over there. I don't know if any of you remember it. If you're from Chicago, there was a 9-hole par 3 golf course over there until the early 2000s, when it was replaced by all these buildings. There'll be some 10,000 people living in this brand new neighborhood that sprouted up in just about a decade. Well, you notice that we have kayaks you can even rent to get out onto the water over there. You wouldn't want to have been out on this river in a kayak or any small boat throughout most of Chicago's history. Today you would, because the river is a lot cleaner than it was. Now that fountain that you see to the left there, that was built in 1989. That fountain is called the Centennial Fountain. It was built to commemorate a very major event in the city. 80 feet wide, 600 feet long, 22 feet deep. It has a pair of steel doors on either side. One pair of doors is always closed, so the water never goes directly from, or flows continuously through from one body to the other. There still is 800,000 gallons of water that's transferred at any one time, but that's a lot less than being an open flow. The other thing that the lock does as well is it acts as a boat elevator. You will notice as we go through, when all of that was relocated south of the city. On the south side of Chicago, there is a river called Lake Calumet, and a lake, and that is where you find a lot of heavy industry, steel mills and things, and